do you think it's important to kind of, learn different things that make you more of like an interesting person?
Yeah, I mean, that's like making good friends and making good first impression is, I mean, that's like the basis of business. That's how, like, networking and just being in the right place at the right time. People think it's the right place at the right time, but a lot of that's from your personality, right?
Yeah.
Your personality makes it so that when you're actually in a situation, it becomes the right place at the right time. I've had numerous instances in my, career and just life where, I met the right contact for, it could be a brokerage or banking or marketing, some type of relationship, and, you go home and you're like, wow, I was just totally the right place at the right time today. Yeah. And then you realize, though, people are faced with those situations every day, but you have to win it over. You have to win those moments. And when you win the moment, then it's the right place at the right time.
Yeah, I like that. Now, being someone that is a mentor to so many people, and so many people want you to, keep asking you, will you be my mentor, or will you mentor me?
Sure.
Those types of things. What can you tell someone who's looking for a mentor? How can they, what types of things can they do to, get the respect of someone that is willing to mentor?
Part of it is just I don't want to say standing out, but, part of it is just offering that value proposition, I guess, of hey, I'm a person of substance or character or quality. The worst thing you can do is just say hey, mentor me. Hey, mentor me, or hey, mentor me. Even if you're willing to pay, it doesn't really matter, right? I turn people down. I'm like, oh, this guy. Yeah. I don't know if I can see myself spending the next 6 months with him. I need to hear more sometimes. I'll tell you a great example of it, Ben, my mentor Ben Newman is my performance coach. And I emailed Ben because Ben has a coaching program, but he works mostly with athletes. And so he doesn't do so much in our space, or hasn't really thought about it. And, I'd seen him on Instagram, just like people see me. Mm-hmm. And I was I hit him up via his email and his company, and I was hey, I'm looking for a business coach, blah, blah, blah. This is my company. This is where I'm trying to go. I feel these are my holdups, but I'm really good at XYZ things, and I need to also, I think you could help me fill in some of this stuff. And it's just a brief thing, and he said no. He goes, well, I work mostly with athletes. I think, it's not the right fit at the right time for me. Mm. But, I have this company where we do coaching for people, and I have this lady who's an amazing coach that will take you on. And I'm I'm not interested in her. I'm interested in you. Yeah. And he's well, I'm not taking anybody. And I sent him the email, this would be the biggest mistake of your life, basically. I'm this is what I'm good at. I'm going to kill it. I'm going to get to this spot with or without your help. Mm-hmm. But I think that we can both help each other. I'll be your best, smartest, hardest working client that's going to make you look so good. But also you're going to be able to help me with, so, and so. Mm-hmm. And he goes, okay. Let's do it. Yeah. So he actually, in our email exchanges, I say, because there's a string of 8 emails back and forth from each of us. And, he said no a bunch of times. Yeah. He's no, I don't have the time. And I don't do traders. And I told him, I'm not a trader. I'm a performer. I'm a performance-based person. I have to wake up every day and put my uniform on and go out and perform. No different than an athlete. Sure, it's not a physical preparation, but it's a mental one, and the game is the same. And I think you could help me. He's oh, shit, you're right. I told him, just training myself and how I train my students, I build them the same way I would, if I was building an Olympic athlete. There's all that time you spend just on your technique in the beginning of learning the skill, and then there's once you've got it, it's actually getting good at it, and then it's obtaining the mastery, and then it's the tweaking, and then at the end it's the head game and the getting your mindset right, and you're building a person in different stages, just like you would an athlete. And so, I was relaying it back to him that this is the same thing. Like, I'm building my traders in the same way that, an elite coach would be building a football player, basketball player, or whatever sport it may be.
Yeah. And just to give a shout out to Ben, he's continued fight on all social media platforms. He's the man. So, and I mean, for anyone who's wondering, like, how could someone, say no to Kunal because he had achieved so much? But I mean, Ben, he works with like a lot of professional athletes. Like, if you just watched the UFC 205, he coaches Tyron Woodley. He's a promo coach for Tyron Woodley, who's the UFC champ right now. So he's a very big name. If you could kind of narrow it down, I mean, you've obviously followed up with them and kind of put on the pressure. But I mean, is there like something specific that you could say that you think really got to him to change his mind?
Yeah, because I mean, I propose a value proposition for him.
Yeah, made a win-win.
Like, this is a win-win situation. Yeah. Like, sure, he has this thing. It's not like I'm paying him crazy amounts of money. Like, I'm not.
Yeah.
I can't. I want to throw him off the boat about his rates, but it's like it's a very small amount in the scheme of things.
Yeah.
And so, he wasn't doing it just for the money either, right? It's like, he's got clients all over. But it's not like just having me as a client is going to make him rich. So there had to be something more to it. And I could tell just from also when I was talking to him and then the research I did on him, he was family oriented. He regarded he valued like the character, loyalty, and you could tell like he does long-term relationships. Like, he definitely wouldn't want somebody that's going to be like, oh, coach me for 2 months, and then that's it. Right? He has some of his clients for like years. And you can see like he's got like some clients right now in the NFL that he worked with their college football teams, and then they went to the NFL, and he's still working with them. So that's a span of numerous years. So, I put that, in there. Like, hey, this is not, I'm not just trying to, get my mindset right and then it's gone. Like, I know that this is a lifetime of education that I need. And learning is a lifetime's a pursuit. You just never you just learn this thing and then it's done. You're always getting better, and so we chat every week, and that's been over 1 year. And we're really even though I've made a lot of improvements, we're really just brushing the surface of maybe where I'm trying to go or what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, and I mean, there's also, I mean, I would assume there'd be more benefits, even beyond that, like just in terms of growing your own network, like within his circle, because now you're tapping into his circle.
Yeah, and vice versa. I mean, once you build that kind of family relationship, then it's much easier to share, resources.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you could, I guess, narrow it, does, if someone takes your boot camp, does that give them, I guess, more credibility in your eyes that, you would obviously want to work with them more because they've made that investment?
Look, that's not always in the cards for everybody. I tell people too, this is that's a big commitment in terms of just time. But also some people are just not interested maybe even in trading. Mm-hmm. So, I work with some people that I've just run across even in my life. I've got this kid in Chicago that I used to work at in my old job when I had a job. And he was a co-op kid, so he was 15, I was 25. Big age difference. And he was my little underling. And to this day, we have weekly phone calls. So now he's 25, and he runs 2 of his own businesses. And we still chat. And, we still work on stuff together. So it's not just necessarily oh, I want to be a trader, I'm going to take your boot camp. You may run into people that will mentor you in a lot of different ways. It doesn't have to just be okay, this is a trading thing. Yeah. Sometimes in life you just learn from people.
Yeah. And I mean, I could attest to that because, I mean, just from our relationship, what started out as you teaching me trading has evolved into you teaching me about business and, life and workouts. I've been working out hard with you. So, I mean, that's been real cool for me too. So, I mean, that's awesome. So, I mean,
and that's what the thing is that people don't sometimes realize too. Is like if you really think about it, like even for somebody like me, I don't know much about like fitness, right? Because I've always been at the desk, and doing my desk stuff. And so it's like, we pay Matt, right? We go to the health studio, and Matt looks like Mr. T, right? And he's like this intense physical trainer, and he's the guy. Like I pepper him with questions. Like, what should I eat? How should I rest? Like, do I have to take these BCAAs every day, or right? And it's constantly like I'm learning that from him, right? Or I'm learning about performance and mindset from Ben. Paul was my trading coach, right? So like I learned trading from Paul. So throughout your life, you'll have different mentors in different stages, but you're always learning. And so you're always going to be finding people.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even with the whole expanding your social circle, like just from hanging out with you, now I'm able to chat with Matt, just about that type of stuff. And he's also very good with business as well. So.
And one of the things too is like, even with the networking stuff like that, like a lot of the stuff that I've learned from trading has been from people that I've met on Twitter. I mean, how crazy is that? And even like my business partner, right? Mary Beth is my student, my business partner. I met her on Twitter. Mm-hmm. She came to the chat room. The guy that moderates our chat room, I networked with him in a similar type of website before there was even Twitter. This is so long ago. Yeah. And, we'd ping each other. He's older than me, and I'd ask him all these questions, like, help me with this. And, he took me under his wing a little bit. And then one day I'm like, hey, do you want to come work for me? He's like, yeah, like, let's do this. Yeah. And so, he works for me now. So that networking aspect of always, like, reaching out and then being mindful or aware. I think awareness is, like, that huge thing that people don't, take into account, is, like, always being aware of your situation and who you're talking to, and getting an idea of their attributes can be really helpful, because all the people that I do business with, or the people that have been like my coaches, like they're people that I've run into in some manner, and then like I'm either mentally or physically jotting down, like this person's really good at this, or this person can maybe help me with this someday, or hey, FYI, like maybe hit this guy up and see if I can ask him a few questions about this. And just becoming aware of your situation can really be helpful in business, because of course you're aware of opportunities, but more important, business is really about people. And so becoming aware of people and their skill sets and how it can fit together with what you're trying to do is huge. Yeah. Because nowadays it's like, okay, if I wanted to get XYZ done, I'd be like, oh, I got to call this guy. I've run into him. He's awesome. Yeah. And if he doesn't know exactly what I need, he's going to know somebody. Yeah. If I need advice on this, I go to this guy.
Yeah. And I mean, even like, you're at the beginning of this conversation, you mentioned how people just straight out ask you, will you be my mentor? I mean, it's kind of like they're trying to go for it all right at the beginning, which, something kind of got to take small steps, and
sure. Kind of a lot of times it's just you don't even know. Like somebody says, teach me. I get at least like 10 messages a day to just say, like, teach me. And I say, and I always reply back, teach you what?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what would you like to know? Yeah. Because I always chat with everybody. The thing with me, too, is I have so many students, like literally tens of thousands of students, right, globally. Somebody messaged me, I just reply back to everybody at that point, because I'm just always chatting with people. Yeah. Like, so I'm not like sitting there going, let me copy and paste his name into our database and see if this guy's one of my students. Like, somebody asks me a nice, good question, then I'm going to give them a good response. Yeah. And if they just say, teach me, then I always respond the same thing. Like, what would you like to know?
And you're a busy guy too, so obviously, like, they have to keep in mind that your time is precious, because you have so many people that you're dealing with.
Sure, but their time is precious. Yeah. And, that's one of the things is when I'm chatting with these guys, let's be specific. What would you like to know? Like, what can I do for you? Because their time is precious, and they need to also figure out like what they want to do. See, a lot of times people just want to like, they see like, oh, okay, this guy did an Instagram post or something, right? Somebody's Instagram post is like the highlights of their life, right? So you're taking like that small sliver of somebody's life. So you're seeing that person's highlights, and so then you say, teach me. Because you want, something similar to that. And that's the whole point of, right, the Instagram and stuff like that. But there's also that whole other back end of it. So it's like, teach you what? Like,
Yeah.
what would you like to know?
Yeah.
You know?
That's a good point. I mean, I think, especially nowadays, a lot of people just see those highlights and they don't see everything behind the scenes that's going on.
Yeah. I mean, here we are, right? It's 10 o'clock. We're making videos.
Exactly, yeah, for you guys. Cool. So definitely, if you guys haven't, click the subscribe button. We're going to have more videos coming up. We have tons already. Kunal's got...
We apologize for Eric butchering that magic trick.
Yeah, I'm going to get that down, and next one, I'm going to do it right. Trust me. I did it like a bunch of times before this. He just like has to, you know...
Is it possible that he caved under pressure?
I didn't cave under pressure. No chance.
I mean, this is
I just learned
this is not even like YouTube Live.
This
is YouTube.
I just learned this an hour ago, so give me a break. So hit the subscribe button. He's got tons of lessons that he's done throughout the years. If you're interested in trading and business, anything. And Kunal00 on Instagram. Hit him up. Actually, I did want to show you something. So I learned a new magic trick. Can I show you it? Sure. All right, we're going to see if this pans out. Ready for it?
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right. Kunal, pick a card. Don't show me it. Show the camera.
I can't show the camera.
You can show the camera. I'm not going to see it.
It's not part of the trick.
What's that?
What if that's not part of the trick? David Blaine doesn't say show the camera.
Yeah, he does.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he does.
No, he doesn't.
You got to show the camera.
You have to turn your head around. He's a cheater, man. You can't trust him right now. He even tried to lie to you guys about his name.
You show the camera?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so I'm just going to shuffle the cards here. See, not doing any funny business. Okay, just put it back in the deck. Actually, we're going to do 3 piles here. If you guys can't see, I'm making 3 piles. Put it in one of those piles.
You got to turn your head.
No, just put it in. Don't show the card.
Yeah, how do I know you're not going to be looking?
Well, I'm looking at you putting the card, but I'm not going to see the card. Okay, go. I got to see which pile you put it in. Just put it in one pile. Okay. Dude, you can't mess up the magic trick. You're messing up the magic trick.
Your job is to guess the card.
Yeah, but there's a certain. I'm telling you a certain like series of steps that you need to follow. That's the magic trick.
If there's magic, you're gonna know what card I have.
No, because that's like
Magic.
no, that's
Like if you know now what card I have, you are a true magician.
no. We're doing this trick. Okay, let's do it again. You gotta follow the rules, man. Just trust me on this. Pick the card. Okay. Show the camera. Good? Yes. I'm gonna shuffle these cards. Place them in 3 stacks. Now put the card on one of the stacks. Okay, so we put it on that stack. Cool. So I'm just gonna separate these just to shuffle them up a bit. Alright. Now, I'm just going to put them in. Alright, so we got them in a bunch of piles here. Alright. So, was your card 2 of diamonds?
I actually, I forgot which card I had.
Alright.
I'm sorry.
I can tell you which card you had.
I'm sorry.
But the camera knows what card you had, no?
The camera will if it shows up yet.
Okay, perfect. Was it the King of Spades?
That it wasn't.
It wasn't the King of Spades. I bet you I could spell the card out for you. It was the 2 of Spades.
I don't think it was a 2 either.
2
Now I've picked 2 cards.
Damn it! So you fucked it up, man.
I did not.
Yeah, you did. Definitely.
You made the trip too long.
Whatever.
It was a valiant effort. You can't cut any of that out. It was too good.
All right. So
you tried to cheat.
I'm gonna work on that. because I'm trying to learn a couple of magic